Hey guys, it's Melody Lane, and today I'm going to show you how to make this advent calendar. Countdown to Christmas! So it starts over here with number 24. Then we open it up, pull it open, and look, there's candy inside. And a message. Each one has a different message. This one says smile 24 times today. So you have an assignment. You have to smile 24 times today. So let me show you how to put them together.
You are watching Melody Lane. With me, you're gonna have a great crafting time.
Hey guys, it's Melody Lane here, and thanks for watching. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. This is the star card. I've already done a video on this card, and you can click the eye in the upper right hand corner, and it will show you the video of the card that I did. But this is the file I'm sharing with you for this advent calendar. So I'm going to show you how to make this into an advent calendar. You can get this in the link below or click on the eye. And I'm giving this one away to everybody. Just click the little eye in the upper right hand corner and click on the Patreon card. It will take you to my Patreon post where you can get this card for free. You don't have to support me on Patreon to receive this card. And it'll also show you all of the materials I'm using in this video. If you're a Patreon supporter, you'll get 6 files. All completed files for this advent calendar that look like this. I split it up into 6 files because files with a lot of wording can take a long time to open up in Design Space. And if your computer doesn't have a lot of memory, it takes longer. So I wanted to make it easier for everybody. Okay, back to this one. You can see it's a larger size. So the first thing you might want to do is make it a little smaller. For the card that I'm doing, I made it about 6 inches high. It can be any size, but they all probably have to be the same size. And if you want to change the colors, that's easy. You just click over here and you can change it to any color you want. Once you get a few colors, the color you want, let's change it to the green. You can click the sync. Now you can drag these down here. You can drag these up here. Then this one we want to change to white. Just do that here. There you go. So now it looks more like the other ones. To make more of them, just go over here to the layers panel. And as you can see here, let me put this back. This is the way it usually looks. And you can drag this down so you can see both of them. And we have this selected, so let's click duplicate. So here we go on another one. I don't want them all the same. So you can change the colors. You can just go to sync and bring some of these down. Whoops, wrong one. And then bring these down here. Now they're different. And then you can make 2 more. Here's the colors I did, and I have 6 sets of 4 to make 24. But you can do it any way you want. Let me show you how I did the lettering. In the middle, that took me the longest. So let's ungroup, go to the layers panel, and click ungroup. So now we can move this around as we like. And let's add text. Gotta go over here so we can see the text. We're not all the way up to the top. Okay, this is the one I put on the first one, and I'm going to do this one again. Okay, this says, look in the mirror every day and tell yourself you are amazing. Okay, but I want it to write. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the edit panel, and I'm going to go over here and click writing because I want a font that will write. The font I used in my other calendar was this Anna's Fancy Lettering Victoria. I think that is so, so pretty. Let me show you. Look at how pretty it is. I'm going to go ahead and show this how I did this. First off, it's too big. Can't even get to the... That might be too small. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is go over to the edit panel. Remember, yours might be up here. And we're going to go to letter spacing, and we're going to click on the lower arrow. And that looks pretty good. You can see it's hard to read. We are going to ungroup this. Now remember, once you ungroup, you cannot change the font. So if you don't like this font, you might want to look at the other fonts first. I'm going to ungroup it. I'm going to zoom in just so you can see this better. I have to go in and move each letter. This actually took me a long time because I had 24 of these to do. And then I put a box around it, and then I click group over here in the layers panel. And then I do the same thing here. Group. And some of these might need to be sized differently depending on where we lay it in our triangle. Just drag a box around it. Oh, look, I thought that was the word them. I messed up. So make sure you know what you're doing. So I'm putting a box around the. Look in the, not them. And click group. There we go. I'm just going to try to put these on top of each other. I don't like that. Group. I'm going to show you why they're like this. Because many people ask, why don't they connect? Okay, this is the word day. It looks like da, yen, tel. The Y starts right as the A finishes. Do you see the A finishes here, and this is the furthest to the left as the Y, and that starts right after that. That's why they're separated, because the software reads this as a whole letter that starts right here, and it thinks it's right next to it. So I just scoot that over, scoot this one over, put a box around it, and group. It only grabbed this A because I did not have the box around the entire part of the D. If you have a box around only part of it, like I do the T, notice I'm touching the T, but it will not be in my group. See, you have to have the entire letter in there. Okay, I'm going to just do these really fast. Okay, I'm going to put a box around all of this and group it together. Okay, so I can move this around. I'm going to move it this way. I want the advent calendar to start this way. So when I put it on as a banner, it'll be like a triangle hanging down, like a normal banner is. And let's arrange and bring that to the front so it's not hidden. Actually, I'm going to move this out of the way, and we're going to work on this. So I want to fit all this in here. Whoops. Let's move that to the back now, just so the words will fit there. I'm going to turn it this way. This one I want it to read all the way around. So I'm going to rotate each word. And this says, look in the mirror every day and tell yourself you are amazing. Something I don't do. But when you do it, it makes you feel better. And doing it every day really helps your confidence. If you have a problem with confidence, if you already just think you're amazing and better than everybody else, maybe you don't need to do this one. This one's going to go upside down. And I think I had these a little bigger. I'm going to make them a little bigger. Okay, every day. And you don't have to put them like this. You can put them any way you want. And don't get frustrated with it, but don't try to do it in a hurry. It may take a little time. This F is going to be cut off right there. It won't show that part, but it still looks like an F. We're not done! Because look what happens if I hit go. Look at the writing. It's not attached to anything. So you do not need to group this. You need to drag a box around it all. This is why I moved this away. If this was still here, even underneath it, I wouldn't be able to, it would be harder to drag a box around it. So I have it all by itself. And I'm clicking my left mouse button and dragging the box around, let go, and it selects everything. And you can see everything that's selected over here, it's highlighted. All the letters are different, but they're grouped together. Now we're going to click attach. There, now we're done with that part. I can bring this to the, oh wait, I think once you attach it, it brings it to the front. So there's that. And then for the advent calendar, we need a number on it. So I just used a circle and I made it smaller. I think I made it about 1.5 inches. And then we want to add text. Let's just add the number 1 for this one. Now it's set on writing because that's what we used last, but I don't want to do it on writing. I actually want it on bold, but I'm going to show you the difference. This is regular. And actually, let me duplicate it so I can show you the difference right next to each other. And this is bold. Now, of course, the color doesn't matter, but I think they did this because you can actually use this as a shadow. You could put that there, but you want to bring it to the front so you can see it. See, let's zoom in. So you could have a number that looks kind of like a shadow if you wanted to. I didn't because this project is so big, I thought it was big enough. I'm going to use the bold one. Let's zoom back out. And when this star is all folded up, the only colors you're going to see are the green of these stars on the outside and the white. You're not going to see the red. So I'm going to make that circle red. So I'm just going to drag it here down to the red. I think I want to make this, I can make it green or white. I think I'll do it white. So I'm going to drag the number 1 down to the white. Oh, and I want the 1 a little bigger. So I'm going to group it. It doesn't really, you don't have to group it. Click on the layers panel to group. I just like it grouped. So I can move them around. So now here, it didn't grab it all, but I'm going to click my command key and click the star and then hit group. Now it'll all be grouped. So if it doesn't grab everything, hit your command key. It might be the shift key or control key on a PC. And then grab everything. And this has a big box around it like that. And I'm not sure why. It might be the way I turned the triangles. I'm not sure. But this is made completely out of free images in the basic shapes, except for this font. So you can use any font you like or you want to on your computer. Here's a set I'm ready to cut. So I'm going to hit go. Now I'm going to show you how to save paper because I don't want to use a whole 12 by 12 piece of paper to cut out just 4 of my sets. If you see right here, there's a little arrow. When you go up to the little circle, a little arrow comes up and you can turn or rotate your images. There we go. So I'm going to move things around so I can save as much room as possible. Put these over here. Rotate that up there. And I can put these up over here. Now I have 6 of these projects to cut out to get them all. Okay, I'm having trouble with this one. There we go. Sometimes it takes a second to grab it. Let's see. Okay, save the most room. Put that in there. Stick this up here. And we're going to stick this number 5 here. Now I'm going to use a 12 by 12 paper. I'm just kind of greedy and want to save my paper. So when I cut out the next set, because it's going to look just like this, I'm going to fill the paper up here. So this all will be cut out. And I'm going to flip my mat over, and then I'll cut on this side of the paper. So I'll get 2 projects with the 1 sheet of paper. Now we have to do that for each mat. You don't really have to go all the way upside down because they're triangles. I keep forgetting. There. So this one is going to be my gold paper, and I only have the gold metallic paper in 8.5 by 11. So I'll be able to use this again for another set. And we're going to do the same thing with the red. Wait until I get to the white. We're going to tell Design Space a little white lie to get it to save more paper, because that's on 2 mats. I'm going to show you how to get it on 1 mat. Let's throw this number 7 up here. You don't have to do this and spend this much time doing it. See, now I'll have plenty of room to cut this exact same thing out on this side of the paper. So when I cut my next one. Okay, so now we go to the white one. There's 2 mats. That will all fit on 1 mat. But because of the way it works, it puts this, like it puts a square around it as 1 image. And that's 1 image, and that's 1 image. Because of the size of this, it doesn't put more here. It does only 1 image at a time. Here's a little white lie. We're going to say we're using a 12 by 24 mat, but we're really not. Okay, and then I'm going to zoom in on my computer. You cannot zoom in through Design Space, but on a Mac, you can click your Control key and scroll with your mouse and zoom in. Now, I don't know if you're seeing this zoomed in or not because of the recording. I'm not quite sure how that works, but I can see it a little better. And I'm going to turn this way. We're going to move these little guys out of the way. So we're going to put this one right up next to it. Throw some triangles up here. Throw some numbers up here. That's 6 fit. And do this. And this up here. And over to that. So it fits up against that better. Let's put the circle up here. I'm also using a 12 by 12 paper here, even though I told Design Space I was doing a 12 by 24. Don't rat me out. Not sure it matters. Yes, it does matter. And I think we got it. There we go. Now look, we have that in 7 by 12 inches of the paper. Let's go back up to the top. We need to put the score tool in for this one. We're going to hit go. I'm going to choose my Cricut. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get these cut out, show you how I put them together. Okay, excuse the stains on my mat. This is my finished number 1. I have 24 of these to do, none of them yet completely done. And I could possibly change this. Let me see. You could cut out extra of these shapes, and I could put them here. Here, you can see it better here. Like that, so it shows more this way. So then you see that a little bit showing through. I didn't do that because there's so many to make 24 of these. I've been working on this for over a week, and just to put the words together, it took me 2 days. So let me show you how it is. You open it up. I'm going to have a hole through here, and then I'm going to use this and string it on as a banner, as I showed you in the beginning. Or you could make this into an ornament and hang it on your Christmas tree. I'm just gonna have it like this. So you open it up and then you get your candy. After I get these all put together, I'm gonna show you how I used my fuse tool to make my own little candy pack that fits the card perfectly. So then there it is. And then I'll still have this on the string. You don't have to take it off the string. We'll have it on the string and it can hang like this and be a banner. So let me show you how you fold it all together. Okay, I cut this on my Cricut Explorer and it scored it for me too. I don't know that you can see the score lines. You can see a little bit of them there. Once you start bending, you'll see them. You can press it down with a bone folder, but they all just fold over top of each other. You can just do this and fold it all up into a smaller triangle. As you can see, it's an even triangle. Okay, open it back up. We got some more fold lines. If you bend it, you can see the fold line. Just bend that down. And I'm using Cricut paper. All of this paper, except for the gold metallic, is Cricut paper. This one is Recollections that you get at Michael's. Okay, so we're done with the folding. So on this one, we're gonna do green triangles. And I already have these ready. I put these through my 5-inch Xyron machine. There's a whole bunch of them. Because I have so many to do, I just stick them through there and it's a lot easier. But let me show you what I did. I put these through, see the nice embossing on it? I used this embossing folder and it's nice because it's 12 inches. So I can load this up with all my little pieces and do them all at once. And I like it because the design is so small. On these small pieces, I didn't want something that was a big design and you couldn't see what it was. And something else I did is I inked the edges with Tim Holtz Distress markers. I used Forest Moss on the green. His markers have 2 sides. You want to use this side. And I used it kind of on the side to ink the edges. And you can do this as much as you want or as little as you want or not at all. I just think it kind of finishes it off a little bit. So I'm going to stick this right inside here. And then I'm going to also do it on the outside of this one. On the red pieces, I used fired brick. And they match the Cricut paper really well. These packs of paper are the ones that come in 20 to a pack of the same color. And then I took all these, stuck them in the Xyron machine. This is a little X Xyron machine. I know a lot of you have seen me use this before. Whoops, I don't have it in far enough. You just pull that through. And here are a whole bunch that I've already done and gotten ready. So this is a great way to put your small parts in right away, and then you'll have them. You just press the outside of it, peel this back. This stuff is sticky. You stick it under the table, and then you peel this off, and then you put this on like this. The small side goes towards the triangle on top. There. And then you continue around doing the same thing. And then you put adhesive on here. I just use my ATG and decide which way is the top and set that in there. Once it's all done, let me show you this one. You just fold it up. But I want this side to be on the top because this is where I'm going to put my number. Like this. So we're going to put this side down, but put this one underneath there. So that one's covering that. And this one's, you stick underneath there. So it's closed like this. You don't need to close it though until you have these inside. So let me show you again, and I'll put these inside. So you can close this one first, put this over it, And then this top is going to go over this, and then we're going to pull this up here and still keeping this underneath here. It's a little tricky at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's not too hard. So there's what it looks like with the candy inside. And then you're going to put adhesive only in this top corner. Lay this down with no adhesive on it. See where you want it. And we want it attached to this top corner right here. So we're only going to put adhesive. You could just do glue dots and put them right there. And you can decorate these other areas any way you choose. You could add glitter or gemstones or anything. Let me get back to work and then I'll tell you how I fused this all together and punch the holes and put them on a ribbon. And don't forget to watch Maymay Made It and Stacy Williams. And Crafts by Two is going to be coming out this weekend. They also did Christmas advent calendars. Okay, now we're going to do the treat part that goes inside like this. So this is sitting inside there, I'll fold it up. When they open it up, that just falls out and they can cut the top off and get the M&Ms out. Now what I'm using is, I've already started this, so it's cut a little bit, but this is the We Are Memory Keepers thing that goes into scrapbooks and stuff. Now I cut a smaller piece like this. This is actually the corner and it's folded here. So I don't need to fuse that part. It's folded here too, but that's not gonna work because I'm doing a triangle. This is just a paper I'm using so I know what size. So I'm gonna do it about right there, and I'm gonna cut this extra off. And we need to fuse this together a little bit smaller than the triangle, and we need to only do two sides. This side's folded, so we're only going to use one side for now. We're going to have excess to cut off at the end. And so I'm going to use the ruler. You can use any metal ruler. This one came with my fuse. And you have to, here's the fuse tool. You have to have this heated up. I'm not quite sure how long. I never even read the directions. Might be 10-15 minutes. And I'm using it on my Teflon mat. In some bundles, you also get a mat to use it on, so it won't hurt any of your tabletops. And don't go too fast with it, otherwise it'll come apart. To make sure it's fused together, see? And then we'll cut some of the excess off. So now we have to fill it. And you can do it any way you want. If you want, you might want all the M&Ms facing the same way. I have 24 of these to do, so I'm not too worried about that. Okay, so I'll place this on here so I can kind of size it. We're going to push all these over to the one end, and I'm going to put this here. I'll hold that down and fuse. Just cut the excess off. And if you don't want pointy corners, you might want to round it a little. There. That fits great. So now when you want to close this, you push this here. That goes down there. And this one goes on top. But we have to flip this bottom corner. See this corner down here? We have to pull that out. And then put it underneath here. And the number really should be the last thing you put on. It'll make it easier. Okay, so now we still have to put the hole through the top. Okay, so now I'm going to use my crocodile to puncture the holes. I had this set to the 1/8 inch hole. And then it's going to cut the hole right down through here. Now we want to put this down near the bottom. Close this bottom one up, close this one up, close this one up, then pull out the corner there, and it's easier to put the number on last, so you don't have to try to go under the number there. Okay, so let's put a hole in. We're going to put the hole in about right there. So there's plenty of room at the top so we don't like accidentally put the hole too high. Let me stick so there's the hole, and it created 3 holes. So the ribbon will go through all 3 of those holes. So then I found some of the Celebrate It ribbon, and I'm just going to put this through the hole. If you have trouble getting it through the hole, you can put tape and fold it or cut it into a point. So you can kind of use it as a needle. So then I'm going to use this to hang up as a banner. And when I open it, get my candy out, it will still hang up as a banner. It'll just hang like this. We don't have to unstring it from the string. Okay, now let me get it all together so we can see it up. Okay, so here they all are, and you put number 24 on first, so then you end up with number 1. So as you open them all up, they'll be like this, and you can go back and read the message anytime you want. Now go over to Maymay Made It and Stacy Williams, and then Crafts by 2. All the links will be in the description below. Merry Christmas! And here's a shout out to a few of the people who support me on Patreon. Terry Mensch, Sheila Leary, Carla Reynolds, Jody Willikins, Bridget Dolberry, Judy Simonson, Allison Hayward, Veronica Cano Campos, Janelle Wells, Ariana Temple, Jane Teague, Richard Ron Rykowski, Grace Kearns, Claret Bell, Fran Camaro, Tracy Common, Sharon Loans, and Dee Jones. Thanks, guys.